and welcome back to my channel, Tomcat Stitchery. I'm Whitney, and today I've got another Fun Friday video for you. Maybe I will start titling them that, the Fun Friday videos. Anyway, I hope you guys have been enjoying the sew along so far. Let's see, we've got two more Tuesdays worth of sew along videos. And then I have two tutorials, so actually next Friday will be a tutorial. I've got a mitered corner tutorial and a bagged lining with a vent tutorial coming out next Wednesday and Friday respectively. So next week is all pretty sew along heavy. I apologize for those that aren't sewing along with the sew along, but yes, next week's going to be fairly sew along heavy, and then the following week we just have one last video of the sew along, and then it will be back to business as usual. And I have a whole bunch of plans and stuff to share and some makes to share with you after that. So if you've not hit the subscribe button, please go ahead and do that now. And yeah, you don't want to miss out on all the fun and exciting things. And my business partner here has just decided to join me. Come on. Okay, she may or may not hop up here. We'll just go on. So today, I wanted to talk a little bit about my pattern stash. Mostly how I organize it. I had posted on Instagram, there she is, scooch on in there, sister, okay. I had posted on Instagram, I was just getting the itch to organize. I am a organization geek sometimes, but it goes like in waves. I'm not a neatnik in that my room isn't always like super tidy all the time, but I love efficiency. So if things are organized and I can be more efficient in plans and makes, that kind of thing, just in life in general, I'm all about it. So I've been frustrated with my patterns now for a little bit. Oh, before we talk about my patterns though, I'm also, this video, we're not only talking about my pattern stash, we're also talking about the new Suzy dress that I'm wearing. So I'm wearing the new Athena Cacao, or AK Pattern Suzy dress that she just released a couple weeks ago now. I was one of the pattern testers, and I love this dress. So really quickly, and I also, if you notice, maybe I don't know if you can see it or not, but I got lipstick on it as I was hitting my hair with a flat iron this morning. So anyway, little stain remover should take care of that just fine. I've made mine in a Ponte knit, a rayon blend Ponte knit. There's no polyester in this. It's a rayon nylon blend from Fabric Mart Fabrics, and I will, if they still have any, I'll link it down below. This is the same fabric I made one of my Jaras out of, my Megan Nielsen Jaras out of. And I used it all. So it took 3 yards to make that top and this dress. I love this dress. So this is totally gonna be my Easter dress. I'm gonna pop a picture of me actually twirling around and wearing it. It is so comfortable. I love a nice knit dress. Stable cottons, I think, are probably the best for this, or like a Ponte. I can't remember now what she said on the back of her, on the pattern, what fabrics that she actually recommends for this one. I personally would steer away from the Drapier, like rayon, I mean, this is rayon, but the drapey rayon knits, only because I think it has such a neat shape. You want that shape to hold. So I will definitely wear this dress like with tennis shoes and probably more than likely sandals, like in everyday life. I am going to dress it up with heels the way I have it styled right here for Easter, because it's one of those dresses that you can style up or down super easily. She has made quite a few out of like fun printed knits, and I think that would be amazing. I would love to make maybe some short sleeve versions, and there's a second scoop neckline on this that would be really fun, and some like neat novelty, not necessarily novelty, but some neat prints, like some neat floral prints or something with a fruit or something on it, just some kind of a neat, or even a stripe. You know how I love my stripes. Anyway, I am just head over heels in love with this dress, and this one's gonna get made up again. So probably a little sooner rather than later, because I'm in desperate need of some dresses in my spring and summer wardrobe. But anyway, that's beside the point. So I just wanted to show you my make, and again, I made this back in January when I was pattern testing, so it's able to jump out into the wild now. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about that real quick. And another piece of housekeeping. I have got a lot of questions about the interfacing video that I did for my sew along. I'm really sad that both interfacing, both the Palmer Pletch and with the Amazon link, and then also the fashion sewing supply interfacing that I use most often, they don't ship outside of the US. and I didn't even realize that, and so I apologize. But I have a Palmer Pledge dealer, which sounds so like my dealer, that's here in Indiana, that had said that if I wanted to, I'm going to put her email down below. Her name is Evelyn, and she is a Palmer Pledge certified tissue or certified instructor. So she teaches the tissue fitting methods and that kind of thing, and she also sells the Palmer Pledge notions and supplies. So she may be, and I'm not sure if she's going to be shipping internationally or not, but she can definitely get you what you need. So I'm going to leave her email below, and if that's something you're interested in, just pop her over an email and she will give you all the details and get you whatever you need. So I just wanted to make that little side note down there too, and I'll put her information there in the description box. Okay, patterns. So getting back to it. I have been frustrated with the way my patterns have been organized for quite some time. I have two big filing cabinets, and actually I'm going to show you at the end of this video what they look like now. That I just had things organized by, I had a drawer for dresses, a drawer for tops, yada yada yada. My PDF patterns that I had made, that have been cut out and that kind of thing, or even some of the ones that I've had printed, because I have everything, all the copy shop files printed with pdfplotting.com, and I'll put a link down there below for them, because I hate taping together PDFs. But anyway, I do have some. You have to print so many pages. It's like you have to print at least $7 worth or something of, and they're like $1.29 a page or something like that at PDF Plotting in order to for them to ship to you. So I always, if I have a few patterns maybe that I've purchased, especially like my seam work patterns that I use my credits for, and I'll kind of, if I'm not going to make them right away, I'll kind of save them to the side, and then when I need to bump up my order a little bit for something I do need to make right now, I'll just have those printed at that time. So I do have some patterns that I've had printed off that I don't have immediate plans to sew right now. So all of those were kind of like put in other areas. Some of them were trying to stuffed into those drawers, and it was just hard to find. So, I talked about on Instagram about how I wanted to do like Mimi G. Mimi G does this system, and I loved the idea of it, and I think it's just going to make everything a lot more efficient. Now I didn't spend as much on office supplies as I thought I was going to, only because I am like an office supply hoarder. I had a whole bunch, and I have a whole bunch of mismatched binders just because I just used what I had. So I don't know. Sometimes I get, we have Myers around here, which is kind of like a Walmart or a Target, and if I do my grocery shopping there. So if they've got like the big clearance tables and stuff, so like after the after school big rush, they had a whole bunch of like binders and stuff, like really reduced, and like office supplies, and sometimes I'll just buy some to have because inevitably we'll need that kind of thing. So anyway, and for some reason I kept finding packages of these, the plastic like sleeves that go into binders. I don't know why I have so many like packages of those. But anyway, I didn't spend as much as I thought I was going to, but I did go through these manila envelopes like crazy. And I'll put a link below. I got my some of the stuff off Amazon, so I will put a link below to the office supplies that I did use. I mean, you can find these at any office supply store or just search on Amazon. But anyway, I will put a link to what I used below. Okay, so basically the whole part of this was I wanted to easily be able to see what kind of patterns I had. And Mimi G also talked about that. She wants to be able to sit down and look through a book like she would at the fabric store. You look through the pattern books or whatever and then being able to find them. So it's a very simple method. So basically what I've done is I went through all of my patterns and I pulled all the guts out of the envelopes. So and I did this with my independent patterns and my big 4 patterns. So I've pulled all the guts out of this, and each pattern has its own plastic envelope, so I can see the back of it really easily as well. So as I'm flipping through, I can look at yardage, if I'm thinking of a specific project and I don't know if I have enough, how much fabric do I need, is this going to work for the fabric that I have, that kind of thing. I can easily access that on the back. So I pulled all the guts out. So these all go into binders. And so now I have my binders organized the way I had my drawers. So this one is tops, and literally I don't have these organized in any sort of way inside. It's literally just all the tops that I've got are just in this binder. Now I've thought about going back through and like organizing, especially my dresses. I have 2 binders worth of dresses, which wasn't super surprising to me. And I thought about going through and organizing them by like, you know, shirt dresses and wrap dresses, and I may at some later point, but for now, I'm kind of organized out a little bit. So for now, just as long as they are by type in their binder, I'm fine. And I have so many binders. It's ridiculous. So I have binders for tops, binders for pants, binders for jumpsuits, binders for coordinates. You know those patterns that have like multiple outfits in them that you don't know, like, what is that, you know, how do I organize that? I just put one for coordinates. So any of like the lifestyle patterns that have like pants, top, you know, all that kind of thing into them are in their own binder. Again, 2 for dresses. I have 1 for men's patterns. I don't have a ton, but there's a few. I've got 1 for skirts, yada, yada, yada. So there's a lot of binders. But I'm also going through and printing off on all of my PDF patterns just the fronts of the booklet. So I don't print out the whole instruction booklet. I just use those on my computer when I'm sewing up my PDF patterns. So these are just like the picture of some of the independent patterns, like PDFs that I have. And yeah, the same information. So I'm actually not finished printing off all my top patterns yet, but these are just some of them. So I can easily also see, I'm very visual, so I can easily see even my PDF patterns, what I've got, because I forget sometimes, especially if there's been like big sales, like Black Friday sales and stuff, and I'll buy like a few, and if I don't immediately sew them up, I almost forget that I have them. So hopefully this method is gonna alleviate that. So anyway, so I have these that are in the binder, and it's super easy to take these out. So like right now I am planning another mini capsule for you guys, and I'm gonna try a different way of doing the mini capsules and do this modules. So that's something to look forward to. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. But anyway, I've just been pulling patterns out that I think might work, and this is one actually I pulled out, and I'm just laying them all out. So then, you know, especially, yeah. So then when I'm done, or if I don't use it, it's really easy just to pop it right back into this binder, and it's not a lot of hassle or whatever. Okay, so that's how I have that. Let's see, I have my pants one here too. Yeah, and this one I've got just like all the PDFs. This one's finished for now. For the pants patterns I have for now. So I just have like all of my independent patterns, even seamwork patterns that I have that I've downloaded. These aren't all the seamwork patterns that I have like in my seamwork account that I have purchased with credits, but anything that I've actually downloaded onto my computer, I put in here. So yeah, those are all of those. And again, I have such a mismatch of binders because, again, I just was buying things on sale and that kind of thing and just hoard them. I don't know what's wrong with me. But anyway. Okay, and then the guts of all these patterns all go into these 6x9 manila folders, and I write the pattern number, the letter and the pattern number at the top, and I have them organized in my drawers. And again, I will show you at the very end of this video what that looks like, but I have my drawers organized by pattern company now. So all of my McCall patterns are in one drawer. All of my Vogue patterns are in one drawer, and they're all numerical. So it's really easy for me to pull this out and say, okay, I think I want to sew this top M3 or M7357. So I can just go to my McCall drawer, and M7357 was in numerical order, just like if you were at the fabric store. Super easy to find. So the instructions and all the guts are inside here. And I found, number one, so I'm so inspired as I was going through all of these. Like I want to sew all the things now, which is kind of what I was hoping this would do. But especially for my vintage patterns. A lot of those, especially the envelopes, are super fragile. And I think it's just going to be a lot better. If I do want to sew something, the tissue seems to be in a lot better shape. They're much more protected in this kind of a situation as opposed to just stuffed in the drawers. So that is my new pattern storage method, and I am loving it. Again, I think with Mimi G, she doesn't have hers in filing cabinets. She has them in those cardboard filing boxes, like legal filing boxes, and puts her patterns in there and then just has them labeled, I think, on the front, which is another way that you could do that. With my PDF patterns, I didn't bring any in here. I will show you when I go back there. I use plastic comic book cover bags. And so once they are printed out, I put them in there and label them just the same. My PDF patterns are all in drawers, and they are alphabetical by pattern company. And then within that pattern company, they're alphabetical by the name, so that they're really easy to find that way too. And again, I've put those into, well, I'll show you real quick. Hold on one second. Okay. I've put them into these comic book storage bags. So they are resealable. This thing comes off and they just fold over. It's probably kind of hard to see since it is clear. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing with my PDF patterns, anything that I've printed out, and I'll show you again how those are stored in the other room. So yes, I am just have a few more PDF patterns to go through, and then I have everything all sorted. It's been a little bit of a process, but again, it's been very it's methodical and therapeutic, and I really love that. And now that I'm finished with my patterns, I am looking at the mess that is my fabric stash. See, this is what happens. I didn't get that bug at the beginning of the year when everyone was doing their organization. It didn't hit me until now. Maybe it's that spring cleaning, that need to spring clean. But I think I may go through my fabric and do it a little differently, almost Marie Kondo, a little bit, where I roll things and have them standing up so I can easily pull out a drawer and see what fabric I have, as opposed to it being folded on top of each other. And I'm also thinking of sorting it out by color as opposed to type. Let me know what you think about that. Since I sew in capsules, Emily Hallman does that. She has her fabric stash sorted by color because she sews also in capsules. She's was a designer in her previous profession. And so she sews in capsules, and I'm wondering if that might be a little better, since I am doing that pretty much non-stop now. I don't know. Or do you think it makes sense just to keep it by type? You know, all of my heavier knits. I don't know. What do you guys think? I won't share that process with you, but maybe after I'm done, I'll just show you what it looks like. And I don't know if that'll happen or not. But anyway, I just wanted to share with you my pattern organization. I'm not gonna babble at you anymore here. But yeah, that is it. And if you haven't yet, please hit the subscribe button, because we've got the rest of the sew along coming up again next week. And we're getting close to those jackets. Don't forget, also I have a hashtag now for all of the sew alongs that I'll be doing in the future, the hashtag TK sew along. And that is in, I'll put it in the description box for this video, but it's also in the description boxes and everything else for the sew along videos. So I think that's all I have for today. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you all on Tuesday for part 3 of the sew along. Bye. Okay, we are stepping into my not the neatest storage room. Anyway, here are my filing cabinets, and I've showed you these before. And again, I used to have, each of these drawers were filled, you know, one was for dresses, one was for tops, one was for pants and skirts. But they weren't filled all the way, and so I didn't feel like they were being used efficiently. And my husband actually wants at least a couple of these drawers to put like old tax records and stuff inside. I said fine. So I just want to show you now. So now that everything is divided by type in my binders goes. So here are my McCall's patterns. So again, I just have these all mixed together, and they are all by number. They're all numerically. So I'm just going to put this one back that I just had out for you. 7357. 73. And actually, we have 7358, so that's easy. So then it just slides back in here. As you can see, I have a lot of McCall's patterns. Yeah, we're running out of room. I clearly have favorites like McCall's and Simplicity. Look at my Simplicity drawer is like packed. Although most of my vintage patterns are Simplicity for some reason, I had way more vintage Simplicity than I had anything else. And those are just ones I've gotten off eBay, or again, my mother-in-law finds them for me because she's amazing. Here, Vogue. So I don't have nearly as many Vogue, although they go all the way back. I haven't started a second thing yet. And then Butterick, I have the least amount of. I mean, still a sizable amount. I clearly have a problem. And then over here, I've got some New Look, and then I've got just a couple of Quick Sew that are back in the back, and then a couple of Berta. I mean, literally like maybe 2 or 3 Berta that are back there. So that's how all of those are now being stored. My independent patterns, the ones that I had actual patterns for, like the printed patterns, are stored the same way as my big four, but these, I've got them all shoved into here. Not shoved. They are alphabetical by pattern company name and then by the actual pattern name. And then up here, these are all of my patterns that are in the comic book covers or whatever, bags. So you can see I've got here, this is the Cashmerette Turner dress. So again, these are all, and these aren't all of my PDFs. I don't have all of my PDFs printed out. And sometimes I'll make one and, you know, one is enough for now. So if I'm not going to make it in the foreseeable future, I actually recycle it and don't store it. And I'll just, you know, obviously hang on to the electronic copy. But, yeah, these are the ones that I may make again here in the more foreseeable future. So yeah. That, and I may change the system here for the PDFs, but that is how things are going now. Okay, hope that was interesting. I will see you guys next week.